What will happen when a girl finds a stray cat on her porch? At first, she ignores the cat, but as it shows up every day, her curiosity grows. She decides to investigate the cat's routine and uncovers something incredible and heart-wrenching. This surprising discovery leads her to a deep emotional moment, changing her life in ways she never expected. The story begins with a girl named Sandra, who is living her dream life. She's traveling all around the world and discovering new places, soaking in every adventure. But there's one thing she's always wished for: a cat. Because she's constantly on the move, adopting a cat hasn't been possible. She worries that a pet would feel lonely while she's away. However, when Sandra decides to take a break and stay at home for a few months before her next trip, an unexpected visitor appears. An older-looking cat starts showing up at her porch every morning, right on time. The cat never tries to come inside, but always seems pleased to get a few gentle strokes and scratches. Seeing the cat every day makes Sandra want to give it treats. But she remembers advice from her friends who own cats. They warned her that feeding someone else's cat might not be welcomed. Determined to help, Sandra begins asking her neighbors if they know who the cat belongs to. She even takes a few pictures to assist her search. To her amazement, no one in the neighborhood recognizes the cat, not even the neighbors whose gardens it must cross to reach her porch. Confused, Sandra began to wonder if the cat might be a stray, yet it was strange that no one else had ever seen it. It didn't make sense for the cat to appear only at her house and then vanish like a ghost. Something wasn't right. Determined to solve the mystery, Sandra created posters with the cat's picture and her phone number, asking, "Is this your cat? Please call me." She also planned to capture the cat and take it to a vet to check for a microchip. To entice the cat, she bought food, snacks, and toys. Now, all she could do was wait and hope for some answers. The next morning, Sandra woke up with high hopes of seeing the cat again. Like clockwork, the cat emerged from the bushes and made its way to her porch door. Eager to greet it, Sandra opened the door before the cat could even knock on the glass. She hoped the cat might come inside, but it stopped at the doorstep, clearly waiting for its usual pets. Sandra took a few steps back, trying to coax it in, but the cat remained still. She tried luring it with food, treats, and toys, but nothing seemed to work. As the cat began to wander away, Sandra's heart raced. In a burst of panic, she dashed after it, catching it before it could flee. She hurriedly brought the cat inside and locked the porch door behind her. The cat, startled and confused, began darting around the room. It knocked over furniture and ornaments in its frantic search for a way out, leaving Sandra feeling both worried and determined. Sandra tried to calm the cat with soothing words, but her efforts only seemed to make things worse. The cat darted into hidden corners, and every time Sandra tried to approach, its fear grew. Exhausted and overwhelmed, the cat finally slumped in a corner of the living room, breathing heavily. Sandra knew her good intentions had turned her home into a chaotic scene. Determined to make amends, she placed food and a cozy bed near the cat, but it remained on edge. Sandra spent the next few hours nearby, speaking gently and offering her hand slowly. The cat stayed just out of reach, its eyes full of distrust. As days went by, the cat began to venture out from its corner, though it always kept a safe distance. Tiny signs of curiosity and growing trust began to emerge. Sandra didn't give up on finding the cat's owner. She contacted local shelters, posted online, and even made flyers. She visited more shelters and vet clinics, but no one recognized the cat. With each passing day, Sandra felt more responsible for the cat and increasingly puzzled about where it had come from. Her search for answers continued, fueled by her growing concern for her unexpected guest. Realizing the search had hit a dead end, Sandra decided it was time to take the cat to the vet to check for a microchip. She prepared a carrier with a soft blanket and some treats, hoping to coax the cat inside. After hours of patiently waiting, the hungry cat finally stepped into the carrier. As Sandra closed the door, the cat immediately sensed it was trapped and began meowing pitifully. Sandra felt a pang of guilt, but knew this was the right step. The ride to the vet was tense. The cat howled and scratched at the carrier, its distress echoing throughout the car. Sandra's hands shook as she carried the carrier into the vet clinic, her mind racing with worry about what the vet might discover. She felt torn between the desire to keep the cat safe and the thought of letting it go. As she contemplated her next move, Sandra knew she had to make a decision. The cat's future was now in her hands. After a lot of thinking, she decided to open her garden door, gently inviting the cat to step outside. The cat hesitated for a moment before cautiously exploring the garden, always staying close to the house. Sandra watched with mixed emotions, feeling both relief and sadness, hoping she had made the right choice for the cat's future. The next morning, Sandra noticed the cat acting oddly around her emergency bunker. It kept circling the entrance, pawing and sniffing with great urgency. Curious, Sandra decided to check it out. She unlocked the rarely used bunker and went inside, carefully searching through old boxes and supplies. In a quiet corner, hidden under dusty blankets, Sandra discovered a litter of tiny kittens. The mother cat was circling them protectively, and suddenly, everything made sense. The cat had been looking for a secure place for her kittens, and the bunker was the perfect spot. Seeing the kittens' delicate condition, Sandra felt a strong connection to their situation. She knew they needed her help to survive. Determined to give them a safe home, Sandra decided to care for the feline family, turning her house into a cozy haven for them. Sandra designated a cozy corner for the kittens, making sure it was safe and comfy. As she looked after them, her bond with the mother cat grew stronger. The cat's trust in Sandra deepened, changing their relationship for the better. The kittens brought unexpected joy and laughter into Sandra's life, brightening her home with their playful antics. Looking back, Sandra felt immense gratitude. What began as a random encounter with a stray cat had blossomed into a heartwarming chapter of her life. She gazed at her new feline family with affection, thankful for the surprising turn of events. Caring for them had led her to discover a new, fulfilling part of her life story. So, what are your thoughts about this heart-touching story? Share your opinions in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on our new animal stories. Your support means the world to us.